boy gone cold. Finger on the trigger. Heart runs bold. Tick tock tick. Red turns green. Is this that flip or the start of a scene? Every candle feels like a question. Every heartbeat bets on direction. I'm caught in the curve of the line, right on the edge of the sign. Oh, turn or trend, they both bend, riding that swing to the very last, stand up and down again. Are we in a storm or a perfect friend? Turn or trend, they both bend. I can feel it in the air like wind blow right through. Break then blend. I just wanna dance it out. Turn or trend.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Sound check, mic check, all sorts of checks. Let me know what's going on. How's everybody going? You guys hear me? Do you guys see me? Give me a thumbs up. Let me make sure that everybody is here. Let me make sure that the is working. Okay, very good. Very good. We're going to go over here. Excellent. All right. Good morning. Hi, Ben. Hi, everybody. All right. Apex extended its deal. So first order of business before we do anything else, we're going to buy a couple of accounts. I already have a couple. So go get a few because we're gonna straddle the GDP, hopefully in a fully compliant way, because we're not going to go NASDAQ to NASDAQ. We're going to go NASDAQ to S&P, but I'm going to do this on TradeAway so you guys can totally see how it goes. So yeah, credit card, sorry. BK Save is the code. And I'm going for the 50,000 account trail because it's just one and done. Okay, $19, can't beat it. Let me just take this off. All right, and hopefully this will get processed. It does. Okay, we're processed. Let's go look. It's going to take a few minutes for them to set up. We're going to have two $50,000 accounts, and we're going to trade. We're going to trade GDP. Hope you guys are having a good night. Man, I just missed a couple of trades over here. I am trading sort of what I call the Vince trade, which is white dot, green dot, purple dot, red dot, pretty much only exclusively. I'm not even bothered with anything else. And it's going really well. That's the trade that really been killing it for me because as I'll explain later, I'm adding to the positions as I go, which is really cool. I know I said I was going to update the dots indicator, which I've done, but I'm still fooling around with it. So we're going to hold off the release until Monday, or I'll probably release it over the weekend, and you guys will be able to add it on Monday. But I just don't want to do it just yet. I wanted to make sure I had all the defaults and everything else going on it. And then I'm also actually thinking of just creating the dots ORB, which will be the indicator available only for only for those people who are in coaching, like a super simple version that will have just the A trades, the dots, and the moving average compression indicator inside of it, and obviously it will also overlay the highs and lows. This is the London ORB high. We're way above high. We were down in 2400s, and we came back 200 points higher. So if you were trading like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, which I was, we're breaking the ORB highs and just going higher. It was just been a one-way trade to the upside. Been super, doing white dot, green dot has just been money over here. Trying to counter trend has been a little bit painful, but not horrible, because when you get clipped, it's a small clip, and when it does work, Like I traded, where did I trade it? I traded it this way, and I just missed this little turn over here because we were just starting the show. But you'll see, it's going to be very, very cool as the trading progresses. But in the meantime, let me see if they set me up. Hang on, I'm going to go log out. Let's see if they set up my accounts. Yes, excellent. All right, so we're going to trade 92, 93. It's going to be $50,000 accounts, and it's going to be very simple. So we're going to trade. Actually, let me add this up. We're going to add. I'm going to show you everything on tabs here. So you got, actually, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. We're going to go this way. I'm going to show you everything on tabs here. We will go S&P, okay, and the S&P. I think we're looking at, we need 3,000, which is 15 points. Let's make sure I have this right. It's $50 a point, 3,000 divided by 50. That requires 60 points if I go 6 contracts. Each contract is going to be $300. So it's 6. If I go 6, it's a 10-point move, right? I want a 10-point move. I think a 10-point move is probably reasonable. So if we go 6 contracts, it's $300, 10-point move. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to set up the S&P stops and targets at just take profit only. And it's going to be 41 ticks. Okay, I think that's going to be the reasonable one for S&P, and for Nasdaq, that's a very, very simple one. That's always for the for the 4 lots. Sorry, where's this thing? It's 156 ticks. No stop, just 156 ticks. So I think that's what we're going to do. And let's make sure we have the proper structure. For the S&P, we're going to go 6 contracts. For Nasdaq, we're going to go 4 contracts. That way we are all set. Is that 60 ticks? Astrologer, am I right? Hold on, let's make sure how many ticks I have. Isn't it 10 points? It's 4 points a tick. Each point is $50. Let's do the math. We have this is for the ES, right? 1 point is 50. 10 is 500. Sorry. 10 points is 500. 500. And we're going to go times 6 contracts, which is equal to 3,000. That's what we want to do. And we're going 1 extra tick to pay for commission. To basically pay for commission, right? So 41K. Claudia, we'll talk about trades later. Let's just make sure we make the money. Get the money organized. So yeah, I think the S&P is going to be 6 at 41 ticks, no stop. And Nasdaq will be 4 at 156 ticks, no stop. Obviously, we'll do this a few minutes before the event. Yes. So, Claudia, there's no such thing as a good or a bad dot in the Vince trade. I'll tell you why. Because the Vince trade is, by its very nature, self-reinforcing. Okay, so the way I trade the Vince trade is the following. I'll take, especially if I'm in an uptrend. If I'm in an uptrend, and this is clearly uptrend because we're both above moving average and everywhere else. I'll take any white dot trade with a stop underneath the white dot. So very often my stop is actually smaller than 20 points. Sometimes it's as little as 10, 11 points. And if it breaks the white dot, that's not a trade, right? It's already invalidated. If it doesn't break the white dot, it goes to a green dot, like over here. Here's white dot, green dot. You add, boom. It gives you enormous amount of leverage to the upside. The point being is there's no such thing as a good or bad trade with Vince trade. There's only good or bad money management tactics. So that's going to be the approach we take. So everybody's asking me, what do we go long? What do we go short? I think we go NQ long, S&P short, at least in my view. I think GDP is going to be stronger, but actually, stronger GDP, is that bad or good? I don't even know at this point for the market. I honestly don't know, whether that's good or bad, but let's just go long NQ, short S&P. See what I think. I'm trying to figure out, honestly, what the intelligent structure would be. Where's here we go, Forest Factory. The other, of course, big thing is the core PCE, whether that's good or bad. Looking at 1.4 preliminary GDP, core durables, that's all nonsense. How's personal? I think personal income and spend, that's another good one. There's just a ton of stuff coming out. Fair warning, I have no idea if this is going to move up or down enough, because we have so much conflicting data. But the accounts are super cheap. This is the last day to get them, and I would definitely get them. Go out there right now because this is the last time we can get those $17, $18 accounts. And also, before the end of the day, make sure you buy at least 5 of them, because even when they go to like a 80% sale, it's literally like almost half the cost of the 80% sale. It becomes like 80, it becomes 40, $50. It's still very cheap for the account, but definitely not great. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go have fun here on this one. I'm going to go long here. We have what we call I call this a Vince trade, but basically it's the white dot, green dot trade. I'm going to go underneath the white dot, right? So it's either going to work or not. If it gives me a green dot, I'm going to add to the position. Let's see if I can pull it. So the other thing that I want to talk about a little bit before the markets open up is, you guys know my opening trade is always 1 micro. But this is really only, I guess, pertinent to me, but it may be very pertinent to you. That's why I wanted to talk to you about this. If you're trying to resolve, let's say you get stopped out, the trade doesn't work, blah, 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 and you increase size, right? You go like 2 lots and stuff like that. That's all very much fine within the money management technique. But here's what's not fine. And this is, I realized, the single most dangerous thing that I was doing to my accounts was something incredibly banal and simple. Physically increasing the size. Let's just say, let me give you 2 scenarios. One scenario, I go 1 lot, I get stopped out. I look for the next setup, I go 2 lots, right? I change the size to 2 lots, I press the button and I go there, right? It gets stopped out. I go to the next setup, I change the size to 4 lots, boom. Very soon, I'm like, oh, I got to go 10 lots, and then I change the size to 10 lots, boom, account gets blown. The very act of actually changing volume on the instrument is what very often, drives my blowups. Scenario 2, I get into a trade, I get stopped out. Now I'm eyeing the second trade. but I have to force myself manually. If I want to do a 2-lot, go 1 lot, 2 lot. I never, ever, ever leave the quantity. I always leave the quantity untouched. That does 2 things. It forces me to kind of physically understand, oh, now you're increasing size physically, right? Because you're doing twice the action. Secondly, when you get into that very dangerous zone of like, oh, I'm going to go 10 lot, 20 lot, to do 10 lots manually kind of interrupts your desire to blow up, to put it simply. The very fact that you are forced to physically ration out size does tend to make you stop a little bit in the heat of the battle. And you go, oh, fuck this, I really just need to walk away. So that's a incredibly obvious, but not so obvious idea that people can use to minimize just, the tilt, just minimizing tilt. Looks like this white dot is going to get broken. Yeah, that's just, obviously in front of the event, so not a surprise. All right. We'll do, I have enough time to maybe do one more trade. If this purple dot holds, right? Because we came off the highs, the purple dot, if the purple dot holds, I may go short, just to, the other way, to see if I could resolve it the other way. Again, with a very small stop against pretty much right here, right? If it doesn't work, then, I'm out of it. If it gives me a red dot, I'll be able to add to the position. Right here, it says, Andrew, it says 41 ticks. 41 ticks for the ES. And it's 6 contracts. If you're trading with 4 contracts, then you have to multiply it yourself out. For 4 contracts, each is $200. You need like a bigger movement. We're basically banking on a 10-point move in the S&P. You would need a bigger movement. $10 minutes to go before the news. All right, so this is a red dot. It's 47 seconds left, so obviously we have to wait till the candle closes. But if it closes somewhere here, I will add to this position. You know what? We'll just take it in front of the news. It's almost to our target anyways, so might as well just take it, take the money and run, and go the other way. So when you're trading just sort of, white dot, purple dot, that's a very cool thing about this is that you have literally, rarely do you have a time where, look at that, it would have just come in. Rarely do you have more than 5 minutes before a setup appears, so you can just be totally calm about it. But the rules that I follow are really, really strict. Like, let's say I have a white dot and then a purple dot turns up. As long as the low is not broken, I stay on the long position. Similarly, let's say there was a white dot just showed up over here. As long as the high is not broken, I stay in that position. No, for everybody newbies, let me send you our documents, which I'm actually going to update. You make sure for anybody who's new in the room here, bookmark this page. This is our dots page. This has all the strategies. It doesn't have the VIN strategy. It doesn't have like variations on white dot, green dot strategies, which I'm going to add this weekend. But yeah, make sure you get this document. It's fully fully explanatory there, and that's what the newbies can do. As far as anybody who really actually wants to trade with us on a serious basis, the only way to do that is through my coaching program, which is right here. Here's the link to my coaching, and here's the link to Apex. By the way, go get some Apexes. Use BK Save as our number as a discount. I'm gonna put myself over here to Twitter. Put myself to headlines. And let's see. Iranian Supreme Leader is wounded, likely disfigured, U.S. says. Huh. Okay, we got 6 minutes to the open. No more trades. No more bets. No more bets. Except for the bets. He lost a leg and now a face. The world's smallest violin for that bastard. As far as Iran goes, the interesting thing that I read from like serious national security accounts is the real goal here is, much as we all love to have regime change and so on and so forth, that's an organic thing that's going to have to happen with the Iranians themselves. As far as the U.S. goes and the world goes, the only thing that matters is destroying their nuclear material. They have something like 60 to 100 kilograms of highly enriched uranium, which within a couple of weeks could become 8-9 bombs. So it's absolutely, the thing is that they buried that material in an absolutely impenetrable mountain, somewhere in the middle of Iran, and they know the location. But the only way to essentially make sure that material is forever destroyed is to do a boots on the ground campaign. So I think the idea there is to simply create enough softening up of targets where literally they bomb the living hell around that target, so there's no personnel that protects it, or very limited amount of personnel, and then bring special, probably Army Rangers. I don't know, maybe U.S. Airborne 82nd. I don't know who would be the team to expedite that. It'll probably, of course, with Israeli special forces as well, to get inside the facility and blow it the fuck up and get out of there, because that's really the main objective, to neutralize the threat. So all of this that's going on right now is just preliminary operations to what the real target is, which is to eliminate the nuclear fuel. So we'll see if they can achieve that in the next week or two. And then obviously the other thing is to maintain the Strait of Hormuz. The other thing. So from a naval point of view, the other thing that I heard is, so they've killed their whole navy, but they have a whole bunch of these small speedboats that are threatening the ships in the Strait of Hormuz, and the only way to kind of destroy that infrastructure is to kill all of their port facilities. So that's what they're working on right now. And I'm really tempted to take this white dot, guys, but let's not be stupid. So that's the other operation, is to just completely destroy any of their small vessel units operating around the Strait of Hormuz, so there's no more harassment of the ships. But it's definitely a game of war, of nerves here. Longer oil stays. Where's oil today as far as prices go? 93, a little bit off. If they can, it's super interesting because just before this whole thing happened, I wrote a big macro piece that was not even hasn't been published yet. It was supposed to be like a kind of a year forward prognostication, where we did a lot of research on like where if Iran did not exist, oil would be at around like 65 because there's a massive amount of supply of oil right now on the global markets and a lot of production. So if this risk recedes, we're going to see oil go right back down to 70, 75, in my opinion. But if they manage to keep it higher, that's going to be a big squeeze to the upside. See white dot trade right here, but we have like 2 minutes to go. So I'm going to go long NQ, short S&P. We can watch the price action on these two $50,000 accounts and see what happens. We got basically 90 seconds left on the market. We'll see how it goes. "17 seconds. Anybody use any news services? I'm curious if you guys use any news feeds for your trades, like or anything that you're actually paying for, or anything free that you find to be super, super good. Feel free to type in any of your favorites so that other people in the room can learn. All right, 22 seconds. At around 29:30, I'm going to start placing the trades. As I said, first we're going to go in long NASDAQ, 4, and we're going to go buy it. So buying NASDAQ, and we're going to go short S&P. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, shit. Save name. What do you want? Okay, save 41 short. Why did it reject my order? Oh, I'm in 291. Oh, I'm in the wrong accounts. Fuck. Sell. 92, buy. I'm in the total wrong accounts. Fuck me, buy. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, we're in 2 accounts. I basically, you know what I want to do? Ooh, I'm in the 25,000 account that's working. So let me kill the 25,000 account. Which one is that? 91? Let me get rid of that. Exit. Oh, I actually banked the 25,000 account by pure mistake. All right, let's see what happens over here on these 2 accounts. All right, so the NASDAQ on the 50,000, how much are we getting here? 92. Not quite there, but getting up there. Should we just kill it? Let's just take the, we got funded on one account just by pure mistake. So great. You know what? I'll take the, we'll preserve this 50,000 account and keep it going. Wow, that was great. That was total luck. Oh, wonderful. All right, so we got funded on the NASDAQ, and we have like about a third of the way on the 50,000. Not a lot of reaction, by the way. Look at this. It's just kind of a lazy ass reaction, and we got rid of the 93 account. So a very, very sloppy day, and as I thought it would be, not a lot of big reaction, but still possibly, looks like could be good news because NASDAQ definitely soared. Personal income at 4, spending at 4. Preliminary GDP was 3.8 against 3.6. That's pretty good. No, that's the price index. Fuck. No, GDP was weak. Oh, wow. Hold on. Durables weak. Everything is weak here. So that's why NASDAQ kind of did a lame up move because of the thought that we're going to lower interest rates. Wow, that's a shitty little print here. The price index is weak. No, durables is zero. Pricing comes GDP was weak. No, it's not great. Core PCE was in line. Huh. So it looks like definitely a weakening of trade. Wow. I'm surprised. I thought the GDP would be stronger. Really interesting. So GDP, huh? Very unmovable. Basically, this was a 30-point move max, right, on the thing. I actually got lucky because I placed a trade in the account that I was already running. So this one is already funded. That's great. So that means now we can trade this one, the 50,000 account, towards target of and basically I've really wanted to trade one of these accounts without straddling towards target, and this will give us an opportunity to do that. So that'll be good. And then we can run all the funded accounts as well. What happened to you guys? Anybody do anything on those trades, or it just kind of fizzed out for you because it was just no little onto you? You got stepped out on DLL? Yeah. This was obviously not a big volatility event because the news was flat and really unremarkable as far as markets go. But markets are actually still up. We're pretty much holding bid here. Maybe on optimism that they're going to get control of the Iranian situation. I mean, I see that. To me, I think that sort of like drives everything at this point because everything else right now is secondary to that factor because everything is driven by that factor. All right, we're going to get rid of this, and now we can kind of just trade pure, clean, normal trades. I'm going to trade the white dot, green dot trades and the purple dot trades. Here's a purple dot. So we're going to go, which account do I want to be in? I want to be in the 93. You're going to watch the 92 account. The 92 account. So one account is funded. 92 is what we're gonna run on the thing. First order of business, I'm going to get rid of the big contracts. I just literally delete them so that I don't have a mistake of hitting them anytime. Yeah, nice gain and tape, but not a big enough you'd like it to be. Yeah, I mean, that's all you can do. Sometimes if you got the gain, I saw the gain, and it wasn't moving, I took it. So we have a purple dot. Let's do what I would call, our proper Vince trade here. 16 seconds left. 13, 14, 11. You know why I actually like calling this the Vince trade, aside from the fact that, we're sort of using his money management techniques. Sorry, this is going to be the 92 account, I believe, right? Yeah. It's because if you think about what the Vince trade, V is a V-shaped move. It's up down. It's a sharp move. And when you look at white dot, green dot, that's a V up. V and a purple dot, a red dot is a V upside down. So the actual letter is expressive of the geometric look and feel of the trade. Which is kind of fun. Yeah, so I made I think 1100, 1121 here on this one. So we're going to just simply see if we can run it here. So here's what I am. This is the basic scalp structure. We are holding a stop above the purple dot. If we get a red dot, we're going to add to the position. If we get stopped out, we get stopped out. It's that's the game. Markets are generally pretty positive bias. The reaction has been relatively soft. Let me see what people are saying about it. there's anything intelligent people are saying. GDP was revised. This was the second reading of GDP. Stall speed, 92,000. Yeah, I mean, we're definitely seeing a little bit of a slowdown here. PC 3 on 3, core PC 4 against 4. Futures at session highs after oil drops below 100 on India Hormuz transit hopes. Okay, let's watch this. Do we have a red dot? We have a red dot, 34 seconds. We're going to add to this position if we can, if the red dot holds. 25 seconds left. All right, adding to this position, putting the buy stop right here where we want it to be, and keeping the stop above the purple dot. Let's see what happens now. Yeah, it's hard to say. FOMC is going to be very averse to lowering rates if at oil, 90, 100. So oil really has to come down. Okay, so when I get into this kind of a situation where you have a contra signal and like a legit contra signal, I just simply going to go to a different account. I'm going to go to 47 and buy the 47. And so it's switching over to 47. Oops, where am I? 47. I'm going to try to manage this trade to the upside. And now I'm staying underneath the white. If there's a green, I'll add to the green. Instead of flipping the position, because it has not broken the high of this purple. I don't know if I don't know which side is going to be dominant. It doesn't happen a lot, but occasionally you'll get a two-way signaling, and this is one of the best ways to sort of at least get half a loaf instead of getting no loaf. If the trade is to the upside, you can trade that, and if it's to the downside, you will resolve the downside side of it. But we're going to trade the dot highs and lows as our natural stop or entry points. Yeah, absolutely. And I am going to, what I'm thinking of doing, and I wonder, I'd love to get some feedback from the guys who trade with me, and then anybody else. I'm thinking the dots ORB as you're looking at it right now. Well, let me just sort of show it to you. This is the dots ORB. So the dots ORB doesn't have any moving averages or A1 trades or moving average separation. It's just pure price action, right? The other one has just so much functionality inside of it. By the way, here's a green dot, so we're going to try to add to this green dot. If it 11 seconds left on this account, let's see if we're going to add to this green dot. 4 or 5 green dot stays. All right. Now we're at the green dot, holding this target. This is the stop. The stop is going to be right underneath here, actually. And let's see where we go. So what I was going to say is, what if I added, the moving average, the VWAP, the 8 SMA slope to the dots, and just the A the A setups. Just kept it that simplicity. Would you guys like that, or would you like to just keep the ORB indicator just pure lines, no indicators whatsoever, and no moving average in there? Let me know what you guys think. This version has zero derivatives. It's just all pure price action. It's just lines on a chart. It's session highs, session lows, and ORB lines and dots. I really like it. Yeah, you can definitely turn off the moving averages. So if I added the moving averages on the A1 trades, and you can turn them off if you wanted to, then the ORB version would be really, really useful, right? It'd just be super clean, super useful trade, right? Time is it's 8:45. Yeah, same with me, Judith. I think like the other thing has just become a leviathan. There we go, and that's a great example. I wanted to show you. Which account am I in? 47. Where's my 47 account? Oh, there it is. Okay, good. Yeah, that's the 47 account. Okay, cool. Look at that move, by the way. Jesus, wow, what happened here? Is there news? No, it just took the highs. Okay, I don't know what this did. All right, so in my eval account, I'm going to take every single trade that we generally do, which is the A2 trades, the run to session highs, all of that. I'm going to take that in my eval account, which is the 92 account. 92, right over here. 2 seconds, I'm going to buy here. So I'm going to go to the 92 account. In the other ones, I'm just going to trade the Vince trades. In the funded accounts, just trade the Vince trades. So the majority of trades we're going to try and trade here. Let's see if this is going to, hit our target here. We hit the session highs on a dot. Well, you know me. I hate buying momentum. That's why I'm doing it inside the eval account, because this one can go back and forth, and I really don't care. I have to make 3,000. I have 2,000 leeway in this 50,000. So we'll see what happens to it. Joe's coming out at 10, not at 9. No, nothing is available. The RB is not available. It's still in preliminary. I'm just, I'm showing you the trades. When it's available, I'll let you guys know. Okay, so session high trade where we ran the session highs is gone. Why is this? What happened? Where's my? Oh wow, Jesus, we are so high. Look at this. We were so high above the ORB levels that I didn't even see it. This is the VWAP. This is the ORB levels. You know what would be, and tell me if this is, I did a few things that are interesting. I put the, moving average separation on the 8 period SMA. Maybe this one should just simply say VWAP. So you know that's a, that's a longer term. Okay, now we have purple dot, right? Purple dot on this trade. I want to go, and I said I want to trade all of those. I'm going to go 54 count. I'm going to sell the purple dot here. Sell. We're going to go to 54 count because I said I'm going to trade all the Vince trades. on my funded accounts, and we'll see how that goes. And everything else on my eval accounts. So purple dot, if there's a red dot, we'll add to the position. If it stops me out, that's fine. That's the right position. I guess my whole point is I realized that the real money is in the dots, and everything else is just complementary soft noise, of commentary on where the broader technical picture lies. But the real, where the money lies in taking the dot trades. And using the Vince approach really makes me, here we go, sell more. So I'm on 2. I'm going to go over here to the buys. My stop will be right above here. Let's see if we can hit it. And we're done. And you see how now you turned a $30 trade into a $50 trade with with the Vince approach, which is what I like. Just amplifying. I actually realized I don't want to do any of this stuff. We ran all of these accounts to 26, and I want to keep them up there. I want to run the other funded accounts to the 26. So I'm going to trade the 63s. I want to trade from 63 onward to 63, 64. Yeah, 63, 64, and I guess 58. But I'll trade the 63 and 64 because I want to run those towards the 26s. Then this one is going to be brand new funded on Monday. That will come up, and then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 funded on Monday, and then we can work one eval as our eval structure. Okay. No, Jedi Master, nobody's going to give you any money on your word. Nobody cares about what you did in your MT5 in your demo account. The way prop trading works is you got to buy the props. You got to trade those props. You got to pass those accounts in the prop environment. And when you do that, then you got to pass the funded accounts, and then only then do you get paid. Nobody cares about how well you did on your demo account. That's just the truth of the matter. It really doesn't matter. So if you want, the great thing is Apex is dirt cheap. It's literally $17 or $19 for a $50,000 account. Here's the link for everybody. For everybody who wants to trade, it's a very, very small amount of money up front. And if you're as good as you think you are, you will get funded and you will get paid out, And even if you're not as good as you think you are, you're going to learn far more out of trading a prop account than you will ever learn out of trading a demo account. Just human nature. All right, so I think Andrew has the best take on all of this. Everything should be on-off configurable. We do the dots ORB as a standalone product that has within it the VWAP, the 8 SMA, the slopiness of 8 SMA, all of that information. and the A trades, just only the A trades, because then really that's the only other things that we need is just the A trades for momentum. And then you can use that just simply as a much simpler, easier version of this. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm gonna standardize on that as a dots ORB. Now, for those of you guys in wealth charts, I'm going to try to write this into wealth chart script and see if Rob will let the guys look through it and bless it. And if he does, then then you can have a dots ORB in wealth charts. But I can't promise anything. It's really up to him. Right. I agree. I totally agree. I think everybody, I certainly, what I found is I found myself pretty much just trading, dots ORB without just trading the dots themselves without any other functionality. Okay. So now we're going to go, as I said, anything outside of just, white dot, green dot, we'll trade like, for example, the A2 trades. We'll trade those in our, which account is this? The 92 account, which is the funded, not the funded, the last eval account I have left. So one eval account got funded. This is one that needs to be funded, and we're gonna work out on that. And then also, I'm happy, by the way, guys. If you guys want, I mean, we could actually. This is not a bad idea. I haven't traded wealth charts pretty much all week long, so it's not a bad idea. We can trade wealth charts today. And you'll see that it's really not that difficult, even with the current structure. Oh, God, fuck. Oh. Sorry, guys. Oh, shit. The muscle relaxants are not doing their trick. I really had a bad night of sleep. I'm starting to hurt like a bitch. Okay. Oh, I got to stand up. Oh, fuck. All right. Oh. So, for those of you guys who are trading wealth charts, maybe I'll trade wealth charts with you guys for the next hour, so you can, because I haven't really given a lot of love to this account, and I should. Let me see where we're at. We're at which account? Is this a? Oh, this is a. I have another eval in here. Huh? I have another eval in here. Okay. So I have another eval in Apex too. I didn't realize that. Okay. Let me take a look at that. Okay. So yeah, let's rotate through these accounts. Let's just trade wealth charts, and and see how it goes. I'm gonna create the A2 labels here too. So we're gonna go to parameters. A setup, 2 levels, requires consecutive start, doesn't do this, no range, none, and we'll apply, and there we go. So we'll trade anything that pops up here on wealth charts, but in a V fashion. We're going to trade in events fashion. Oh, I do have a Tradeify account, which I've totally ignored, but is running nicely. In a I've basically only been trading gold in it. I find, I don't know, guys. I love the idea. I don't know how all of these guys have trading 8 different prop firms and doing a million different things. I'm just such a serial I'm happy doing one thing at a time. I can't parallel process a lot of different accounts and everything else. My focus really gets diffused. I can't even do trade evade against wealth charts in the same firm really well. I have to do one or the other. Let me see if I have the right settings here. 60/80, yes, good. Okay. So what we're going to do here in well charts is we're just going to trade the A2s and the white dot, green dot, or purple dot, red dot setups. The V, we'll call them the V trades. And I'll trade this with you guys, for the whole day, for the rest of the days. First of all, because I need to pay attention to these accounts, and secondly, this will give you an idea that you can with this dots only, you could do all of these trades without any difficulty. You know what else I want to do? I'm going to take away the other configuration that I want is to take away the clock. Where's the clock? Candle countdown. Don't show it. Apply. Okay. Out of coffee. This is the most tragic thing in the world. A2 coming up. Oh. Ah, shit. Sorry, guys. I missed it. All right, we're going to chase a little bit. We're going to chase a little bit and come back down over here. Wow, that was super fast. The cool thing with well charts is everything is in literally one container. So if we need to go purple dot, red dot, we can flip accounts like 20, 42 and just trade that, like right now, 42, right? Oh, doesn't show up. Back to 20. This is actually, well charts is super easy to flip around the accounts like that. I'm going to flatten out. I was late on this account. I'll take a tiny little bit of P&L and then we'll reconfigure. Half an hour to the market open. Still trying to figure out what the hell this spike was all about. 56. Wow, what is this? This is a 100-point spike in less than a minute. What algo drove that up? No news, right? Yeah. France and Italy open talks with Iran in hope of securing safe passage in Hormuz. Lovely. Europe now is basically a outpost of Iran, a colony of Iran. Okay, purple dot. Let's see if it holds. That's going to give us. Let's go to the. We're going to go to the 42 account. Trade that over there if we get a look. Six, seven, boom, 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 big sell, 5, 4, 3, 2, news. Okay, sell. I don't know what happened here. I'm short this purple dot, but it looks like it's big news movement here. So we'll see what happens here. If I get a red dot, we will we'll add, but this could easily retrace. This thing went from 81 to 41. Wow, it's like a 40 point. They literally killed the whole ladder, and they brought it back down. All right, if we can get a red dot here, we'll try to add to the position. White dot. We're going to go to the 48 account and trade it that way. That is the one cool thing, really cool thing about a feature of well charts is that we can flip accounts very easily here, like I said, and trade it the other way. It also gives us an A2, and it'd basically be an add if it gives us this trade over here. Yeah, well charts is a free view app. That's not a problem. All right, if we get a green dot on this one, we'll add. Wow, things really slowed down a little bit here, huh? So we basically have a short off this purple dot in one of the accounts, a long of this white dot in the other account. Very, very much balanced market right now in front of before the market opens up. Little directionality. Now, if this gives us a red dot, we're going to add which account are we in? Are we in 42? Here's the red dot. We're going to add to this position. If it, yeah, we're going to add it right now. Sell market. And so we're short here against this, still the stop over here, But now we can move our targets over here and see if this works. And then we can go back to the 48 account and just see what that's doing. Getting an A2 short here. So how's that other account doing, the 42? Well, we'll flatten out on the long. See that we had double position on that one, and the other one stopped out for a small stop, right? Boom. Yeah, this one stopped out for a small stop. So perfect. Oops. Now we have like an A2 that I could have taken. It's just too fast to move. I'm narrating. We could have taken this trade too, as a short trade. Oh, maybe I still can get into it. All right. I'm a little bit off target, so I'll move over here. All right, so I've actually added to this A2 trade because I got a red dot over here. We're going to add this TP over here, see if we can make TP. Flatten out a little bit, fine. We'll flatten out a little bit. So fine. So I had double position. I flattened out a little bit. I didn't let it go to full trade. But you see how, like, basically now if you go to broker, where's my broker portfolio? You see the P&Ls here are bigger than the losses. This tiny little loss here on the 48s versus much better P&Ls, right? So that's the whole idea. It's just a microcosm of how you can trade it. So what else? What other accounts do I have here? I have 48. Let's go to. Let's trade the 50 to 6 to the 50 and the 61 account, right? Okay, and we can just take trades, one against the other if there's change of venue, and if there's just unidirectional, then we just trade unidirectional. $20 minutes to the open, so still plenty of time. See if we get a white dot coming out here. Get a white dot, we will get long this thing and then add if it gets a green dot. No white dot. Huh? Wait till the close. Done. Okay, we're in. Stop is underneath the white dot. Get a green dot. We're going to add to the position. This is what I mean about the V. This is the V trade. This is why those things are kind of really cool as a V trade. All right, long here. stops here. This comes down here. Friends, our proprietary indicator called BFF dots. You can learn all about it here. I'm going to put the link in the chat. You can bookmark the playbook and learn all about the stuff that we're doing. Oh, did I not send it? Sorry, I didn't send it. Here we go. Sorry, I just sent it. Oh, man. Jesus. Hi, Miguel. How are you? How do we get rid of this drawing? Oh, there it is. I just click on it. I just click it like that. Okay. $15 minutes to the open. All right, purple dot. I'm going to go to the 61 account, sell the purple dot, and trade against this. Now it becomes an A2. It's just super choppy trade price action here today. So we just, we'll take it as it comes. You can see, very little directionality here in the last few hours, which is typical after events. The cool thing is when you're trading small and you're trading with two accounts like this, you can absorb all of this bullshit, because once it starts trending, you're going to be able to really hit a couple of really good trades. So if this thing closes here, we're going to sell the second dot here for a double tap. DRD, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, watching this. If we go back to our 50 account, it's just barely crawling. My God, it's so slow. All right, hit it. Come on. There we go. You know what? I'm going to flatten out. Come on. Ah, this is just such shit price action. All right. I flattened out on this one. The other one got clipped on the short, which is fine. And we'll just look for, we'll look for new trades on this one. There's a double, there's an A2 trade coming up here. We're literally just trading, 20-point range right now. So it's very, and that's why having these two accounts trading between the two of them, really nice, because you're distributing the risk and it's not, finally hits. I had no patience. It took like 8 candles to resolve that long trade. So I took a little bit of profit on it. Now I'm going to go long this one on the A2, as long as it stays there. All right, long here. Stop's going to be right underneath here. If it breaks the stop, then, trade is invalid. And if it gives us a green dot, we'll add to the position. (16, 17 seconds left. All right, adding to the position, bringing target over here. Stops are right underneath here. Ah, Jesus, did this go away? No, that's correct. That was correct. I was like, the dot went up. The dot was there. Go back to 50. If this stays purple, I'm going to sell it. You can see it's just, it's just price action 2 ways, right? All you're trying to do is just to extract whatever chop movement you can. There's very little unidirectional practice right now. So we're just getting chopped back and forth because we're using 2 accounts. At least one of them is benefiting from the P&L action. And the other one, oh, I'm chewing gum. That's a noise. Oh my God, seriously? You guys are hearing my chewing gum? All right, I'll stop chewing gum. Wow. I don't know if this was that sensitive. Okay. I stopped chewing my gum. I'm just trying to chew my caffeine gum to like numb the pain in my back. So really, really wiggly price action, right? You can just see it. Up, down, up, and then just down. No extension, no real moves up here, which is annoying, but that's what we live with. Wait, how do I click this? Modify. Delete. 25, 5 minutes to the open. This is probably going to be the last trade before the open, if it happens. And then hopefully after the open, we get a little bit of movement. We'll get some trades going. Also, like, I don't know if you guys like do that, but I chew gum like when it's quiet and it's boring. Chewing gum kind of helps you focus a little bit. Okay, red dot. I'm going to try to add to this position if it holds. That's not what your head teacher used to say? Yeah, really, really flat. Really flat. I mean, we're just like five points up, down. The ranges are just really, really small. Well, hopefully you're old enough to realize that teachers don't know everything, right? Hey, remember, we only use 5% of our brains, so taking 10% of our brains is not a big deal. All right, white dot coming up. We're gonna go back to the 61 account, see if we can make the white dot trade. I still feel basically the bias is more positive than negative. This was just like, we had the move. It just didn't extend 76 to 80. Here we go. 8, 9, 10. All right. And I'm a buyer here. Oh, and we go in the other. Oh, you know what? No, it's not even open yet. It's just how did the other account do? That's the 50 account. Oh, that account is working now. That account is working. Wow. So we took one for the Gipper. Whoa. Look at us. Look at us move. All right, I'll just take this at this point, 25. The other one got stopped. The other one should have gotten. I didn't even get a chance to stop it out. I think. What is this? This is 50. What happened to my 50? I'm lost in all my accounts here. 48. Okay. 50. And then 61. Yeah, this one got buried. Okay. What do we have? 5 minutes to the open. I'm going to sell this again. Sell it. Now it has to be above this here, above the stop. Red, we're going to add because it's a legit signal. Especially when when the white dot signal fails, that's usually a really good signal to go the other way. So we'll take this trade. We'll see how this works out. As you see, I'm trading total chop, and you're still getting P&L in a few accounts. Like this is probably the worst environment to trade in, period. But I'm specifically trading dots in the worst environment, period, to kind of stress test the idea of the Vince trade. That no matter how bad it gets, you have a chance to recover and profit when things get better, because you're always small size on the losses, or almost always small size on the losses and large size on the wins. All right, we're going to add to this position if it stays here. 27 seconds. No, dot disappears. Really, like trading in the mouth of jaws right now, because we're 1 minute away from the open, which could just rip us apart. But no dots on no trade for me on no second trade for me on this. All right. Getting a second purple dot. How much time do we have? 1 minute to the 1 minute 30 seconds to the open. You know what? We're going to flatten out on this because, again, stupid. It may just dump and totally TPS, but it also could rip against us. And there's no need to kind of lose money if you don't have to. Made a little bit of money on this one. We'll keep our powder dry until the market opens up and let it play out. Let it play out. All right, here we go. It does go down, but again, as I said, I don't really care. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in the first 5 minutes where we're going to get the movement. Oh, you know what? Let's do a little poll. I'm actually curious. This is an interesting question. I trade with one, two, three, more. See, it rips up more than 3 props. All right, let's see what it wants to do here. I want to know how many props you people trade with, like how many different prop firms you have accounts with. Nine seconds left. Okay, long. Oof, bad execution, man. Jesus, what's with the execution? It's just like I have to execute a second before the candle closes here. Oh, that sucks. All right, that blew up on volatility. I needed to put the stop on. Sorry, let me just do this again properly. Stop should go underneath the white, and we add on the green. Sorry, this is just all bad execution because I don't like the way these candles are forming. I really wish, the only thing I really wish about charts is that they would make much better charting. All right, so the theory here is it's got to stay. If it stays above the white dot, your bias is, the trade is good. If it comes back down, then we know we're taking out. If I get a green dot, I'm going to add to the position. That's basically sort of the simple idea of the Vince logic. But I'll let you know how it goes. How does this look on Tradeovate? Just looks so much more calmer. I'm just going to keep the charts on Tradeovate, and when we need to make trades, I'll make the trades on well charts because I just, I can't stand that herky jerkiness. So if this goes green dot, I will add to the position, to this position, unless I get, it's already takes me into unless it gets me done. It might get me done. It gets me done. So fine. So we get done. White dot, green dot obviously trades out. You know what I'm going to do? I'm sorry, guys. I need to be watching Trading View charts. I'll execute on well charts happily, but I just really hate the graphing. So New York session, very tight range, 701, like literally 60-point range, which is not a lot. I'm gonna paint the ORB range in half an hour, see what that goes. But story of the day seems to be flat as a pancake. All right, getting a purple signal here. So if that stays legit, we'll go to wealth charts and trade it. Make this bigger. You guys can really see it on the screens. Friday turned out to be a real chop fest, huh, guys? So far. But as always, like the moment we go off stream. Okay, so let's go. This looks like it's a purple dot. We can go in here and make sure that it holds. Nope, doesn't hold. I want to flatten out. Damn it. All right, just getting out of there. Really, wow. Look at these wicks. Look at these horrendous wicks. All right, purple dot to session lows. Nothing going on. All right, I definitely need another cup of coffee if we're going to suffer through this. 28 seconds left. I'll be right back, guys. All right, 8 seconds left on a purple dot, so we're going to short this. Short. Okay. And we got it done. Good. So that was like a one and done, nice quick short off the thing. This is what we're going to do. I'm just literally, I hope you guys are okay with this. I'm going to watch the signals on TradingView and execute on wealth charts so you guys can get the best of both worlds. Now we get an A2 trade through the session lows. If that stays, we're gonna short that too. I'll be right back. I'm back. No signal. Bounce off the lows. Maybe we get a white dot, green dot. That'd be really good. Good morning, everybody. Who's new in the room here? I'm trading my dots, hitting my spots. Sometimes hitting my spots. Today is really hit or miss Friday, right? That's a perfect description for today. Hit or miss Friday. All right, 25. Wow, big white dot move. Big white dot move. Totally off session lows. It's kind of held the 600s and just came out 50 points up. All right, let's see what happens here. 13 seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom. All right, we're long here. Drop this underneath here, the white dot, and I'll be right back. All right, espresso in hand. I'm ready. This came pretty close, huh? What was the our target was 74, and this went up to what? 71. 3 points. And we're done. Nice. Nice. Now we got the A2 trade here. 6 seconds left. Really, really running on this A2 trade. Okay, in here. Got to be underneath. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to come on, flatten out, flatten out, flatten out. Just take that trade. That was nice. So we got most of this. Yeah, I wanted to show you how fast we got the money back, right? It's just like boom, boom, boom. 3 minutes, we got back most of the money on this. This is the one account that was hobbling. The other accounts obviously were doing very, very well. So just super easy to be able to run this as long as we catch the moves. You just got to be always in it to catch those moves. Meantime, the other account that was trading to the downside caught all the chop to the downside and P&L'd. All right, now we're going to go back to this. I'm going to break. If we're breaking session highs on a dot, we'll take it. If we're not going to take it. But otherwise, pretty good, right? Guys, psychologically, if you treat your prop as a game, not as money, but as a game, it becomes a lot easier to not really care about any individual trade and just simply trade the structure. Yeah, today's Friday the 13th, exactly. Oh, I asked this in the other in Asia chat, or like the other chat. Anybody have black cats? Just reminds me of Friday the 13th. Yep, it's close to London highs, but not quite there yet. If Iran allows China and India oil through Strait, that's more than half of normal oil traffic. Throw in the Saudi east-west pipeline for redirection, and the blockade suddenly shrinks a lot. Yep, that's it. That's it. All right, New York session highs. I'm going to pierce those on a dot. That's going to be a trade. All right, trade the props with the dots. One. Buy. Okay, that's fine. Buy on this one. Boom, 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 boom. Nice, 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 nice. Look at that. Looky, looky, looky. Total redemption on the moves. Now we have an L2 trade. No music. No music. We're keeping it focused. We're not 5 years old. We don't need background, techno background music. We have the New York City music of sirens in the background here. Wow, look at that turn. Holy shit. So that's because probably the headline from Zero Hedge about the fact that if you're going to get Chinese and Indian oil traffic going through, Iranians don't have shit to do. Oh, I should go buy more. I'm late. Sorry, I'm talking. Got to be underneath here. NYC Street Ambience or NYC Street Ambulance? All right, I'm going to try to get out of here. Boom, I just got out. Just wanted to get out nice and clean. All right, that was really good, guys. Given the fact that, we burnt that one to the ground before. So let me see what my broker portfolio is. Yeah, pretty much all green, just a little bit of red here that can be recovered. But really think about, how choppy we were before. And now all the trend is in front of us as far as trades go. Boom, boom, boom. So they're really squeezing the shorts hard now. Very nice. Okay, let's go back to trading. Now I'm actually curious. Now I want to do the reverse trade. I'm looking for purple dot, red dot. I want those trades, the reversal trades, start coming up because we came up like a couple of hundred points off the lows, V-shaped, probably going to just consolidate a little bit. But in that consolidation, do we have a little bit of a pullback? Let's see. We'll give it a shot. Oman Sohar Port resumes operations. Yeah, this is all. The market is popping up on the news that the oil spigot is back on, and that's no, I'm not trading gold today. We're trading for Apex, which doesn't let us trade gold, so no gold today. Don't forget, guys, again, Apex last day of the big sale. Let me give you the links again. Oops. Okay, here's the link. All right, now I'm just going to be patient. I know like there's still money to be made on the green dots, but I'm going to be patient for the purple dots. I am, now I'm much more of a reversal trader than a trend trader. You guys notice? I think I did as much trend as I possibly could at this point. Let's see if we can get a couple of reversal moves. We took out all the levels. Now, by the way, very soon, in about 15 minutes, we're going to get the New York ORB levels. That's going to be another interesting trade for us to do. Five seconds left. Peaking out around the 800 level, right? Kind of peaked out around there. Let's see where we're at. 51 seconds, starting to show a purple dot. Joe's coming up in 10 minutes, right? Oh, is it U of M also? Is U of M coming up too? You're right. That'll be interesting to see what this sentiment is. You know what I ask you guys? Anybody trade ICT, fair value gaps? All the bullshit that they spew. The one thing that kind of caught my eye is I think there's like actually an interesting structure to try to trade fair value gaps with dots. But I'm wondering if anybody has ever looked at that and traded it before. Let me know in the comments. But honestly, I got to tell you, like even myself included, the more cutesy you get with entries, structural ideas that are retrofitted onto the market price, even, all the stuff that I have here, the spreads and everything else, it almost doesn't matter. The only thing that really, really matters is dots and their location. Okay, 12 seconds left. We got the purple. Let's see if this is going to hold. 8 seconds left. We're going to sell this and add to it if we need to. 3, 2, 1. Sell. Okay. Short here. Stop is going to be against the high dot. A2 coming up. So if this A2 holds, we'll add to the position. Yeah, just good old moving average. I know. $35 seconds left. No red dot, 29 seconds. $20 seconds. At this point, there's no point in adding because we were like 80% to our target. So I just took the target, and I think this turned me positive. See, this turned me positive on the whole thing with just one tiny little exception. Just a really great example how when you don't over lever, just stay focused on the dots. Just keep trading it. The chop eventually stops, and then you hit the trend and you hit the counter trend. You're in great shape. You're all good to go. All right, now let's just chill and wait for the JOLTS and U of M. Anybody take those trades with me? Anybody take the purple trade with me? Yeah, no, there's 1,000 fair value gap because I'm just my idea is like, yep, Filiberti, you guys all got done. Nice job. Like my point is, like we're talking about, we're going to just make dots ORB as our dominant structure because it's so simple and clear. This is all it has, all it will have on it. Just the moving averages, the VWAP, and the SMA with the A structure, and it's like all you really need to be able to trade well. Otto, you took the one long. Which long are you talking about? You took about this long? Because we haven't had a long in about 5 minutes. This was close 55 and the low was 36. Yeah. It's all got done. So like, purple dot, red dot turn here, the V turn really, really worked nicely, right? Now, get a big one. That was a good shot. That was a great shot. They talk about the fact that like how Iran is letting India oil go through, and Modi had a conversation with them and so on and so forth. And they make it sound like, oh, they were all like lovey-dovey. I guarantee you, Modi said to the Iranians, you fucks, don't let your ships come to us. I'm going to let the Israelis nuke you out of existence. Because he's so tight with Netanyahu. I guarantee you it was not like, a pleasant conversation. And that's why they let the Indian ships go through. I'm almost certain he threatened the fuck out of them. Okay, white dot, guys, white dot. A very small white dot. Okay, but still good enough. We're underneath the white dot. If it taps us out, it taps us out. That's the whole point. If it goes green dot, we're going to add to it. 5 minutes to the event, so lots of volatility. All right, we'll flatten out over here at 20. Good enough. And now we'll just wait for the event. You see it with the thing about the white dot, green dot is like it lets you take those possible turn trades. They're not obviously all turn trades, but the possible turn trades really, really early. So it becomes a really good V trade. The Vince trade, the early Vince trade. See, it just takes you literally early to come in, and boom, you're able to tag it. Now it's really coming up, but no trades right now because we have U of M coming up. Yeah, and India's been buying Russian oil all this time too, right? I mean, they really know how to play two ends against the middle very well. But I'm telling you, I don't think the conversation between the Iranian, foreign minister, whoever is alive there, and Modi was all lovey-dovey. I guarantee you, Modi said to him, "Listen, fucks, I'm gonna let Israelis shoot missiles from my location if you don't open up the Hormuz." I bet like a lot of you don't know. Israel has like a super profitable armaments industry. What a surprise, right? That they export to the world. But where do you think they manufacture all the Israeli armaments? They don't do it in Israel, which is like the size of New Jersey. They manufacture all the Israeli armaments in India. It's like a massive, massive symbiotic relationship. Okay, what do we got? Oh, it's still 5 more minutes. Man, wow, it's really draggy today. It's like a typical Friday, right? We're really actually having a very good day. We got funded on one account. We're running the fund that's forward, but it just feels like so freaking slow, right? Back to session highs, though. God damn. I can't think of shorts becoming more apoplectic. I mean, just losing their shit. If NASDAQ goes 25,000 today, like they are so convinced that this is the end of the world, and we're all gonna die. And then for NASDAQ to reverse and go 25,000 today would be such a slap in the face of shorts. So this weekend is my daughter's bat mitzvah, guys. Everybody's starting to file into town. So very excited. Very, very excited for her. All right, tempting to take this purple dot trade, but not really kind of stupid in front of the news. So maybe we'll do it in the Apex account. We'll just do it this way. Sell here. Again, thing I like about well charts is you can just switch accounts so fast that let you know it doesn't bother me. We're going to go over here. If it goes red, I'm just gonna trade this on a. Thank you. She's the kid is a theater kid, and she's such a natural. Like the cantors and the rabbis, like, are you nervous? This like the kid has been on stage since the age of 3. She's much calmer than the rabbis and the cantors are. Oh, so like further red dot here, 12 seconds left. We're going to add to this thing in front of the news because, kamikaze, right? Let's go more. Can I get some more? All right, you know what? I'm going to flatten out because that was just literally into target. Fine. Good. That actually worked out. We got about a minute to go. Yeah, Daisy is not having a bark mitzvah. Daisy needs a bark mitzvah. That's right. So I don't know. I guys have been telling you that New York City public schools, the most competitive environment in the world right now. So New York, unlike everywhere else in the world, you don't go in New York City. You don't go like where you live. In high school, it's all choice, and it's made a million times more complicated because it's now lottery. So a huge part of where you go is pure luck. And the only way you can avoid luck is there are super, super high level academic high schools into which you take like what's known as a PSSHE, which is the high school version of SAT, which is brutally hard, or the performing arts schools. There are like 4 or 5 of them where you have to literally audition for them in order to be able to be chosen. So she went both routes, academic and performing arts. And unfortunately, the test itself, including all of her friends who were like very, very talented, really messed up because they threw a real big curve on the math aspect of the test. So she just missed the academic part of it. But on the performing arts, these are the odds. There were 1,000 applicants for 30 spots, which is worse odds than getting into Harvard. And she got into the Frank Sinatra School of Performing Arts. So she's going there. So not bad. Not bad for a kid. Yeah, but New York City, environment is just brutal. All right, let's see where we're going. Where's the numbers? We're almost there. 4 or 5 seconds. Let's see what the numbers are. We'll see it in the price action. There's the range. ORB range popped right on there. You like how that pops up right on there, like the 930? Isn't that cool? And now we have the highs and the lows. We can trade the ORBs. So not much reaction. Let me see what the news is. I don't even know. Let's see if jobs 694 expected. Oh, there's more openings. Jobs, that's actually interesting. Jolts was this, and sentiment was better. It's all positive. Hey, maybe we have a run to the upside. This is the New York high ORB. The New York low ORB is the red. Mid is over here. So it'll be interesting to see if we can trade against that. The high is literally around the 2,800. So coolio, we can do this. Yeah, Green Otter is right. New York City has some of the finest public schools in the world. As a matter of fact, there's one school in New York City. Let's see if you guys know your New York City trivia. There's one school in New York City that has more Nobel Prize winners in sciences, and I think maybe actually even in the humanities too, but definitely in sciences, than almost all the other countries in the world. That one high school has more graduates that are Nobel Prize winners. You guys want to try to guess what the name of the high school is? Maybe to know the New York City trivia. Stuyvesant, not close. Stuyvesant has another interesting tidbit, which I'll tell you about. This is all the shit that I learned during this whole process. No, it's actually Bronx Science. Bronx Science has something like 25 Nobel laureates that graduate from it. It has its own auditorium. Bronx Science. No, it's Bronx Science. There's no such thing as Einstein High. But Stuyvesant, which is the second sort of most prestigious school in New York City, massive school, they have a supercomputer on premises that the Defense Department uses on the weekends when it's not they're not using it. That's how crazy that is. So yeah, those are New York City schools. All right, crossing to the mid, not much, nothing going on over here. That purple dot, red dot prior to the news was all, would have definitely worked nicely. But now we don't have anything going on here. Oh, there was a white dot that we missed, but that's fine. That wouldn't have worked. So it's good. How come it didn't show up here? Oh, there was over here. Yeah. It's hard to see, but that was on news, so we weren't going to trade anyways. All right, let's see if we can get one or two more trades under our belt here. My favorite joke was when they were talking about Strait of Hormuz. They say it's soon to be known as Strait of America, which I thought was really funny. That would be really funny if we did that. U of M is all positive. This is so wild. Data is getting worse, but the sentiment's getting positive. Huh. Okay, white dot, white dot, white dot. 50 seconds on the clock, so lots of room here. But let's see if we get the white dot. Good morning, Bella. How are you? Good morning, everybody. $33 seconds left. White dot, white dot, white dot. 27 seconds left. Yes. White dot, white dot, white dot. 3, 2, 1. White dot disappears. 1 stays. White dot stays. We're underneath the white dot. Going to add if it goes green. And we just get done without even adding. And now the whole thing, I believe, really turns cleanly green. Just one tiny little thing, but almost look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 out of 5, all clean and green. And the day's plenty of the day to go here. You know, we could really run that. I can run that as far as we want. Just got done. Nice. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah, I love the Vince trades. And you just, as I said, you just have to be very patient. You know, we'll get them clipping. All right, we're holding our levels here, in front of mid. Yeah, 30, 40. That's my ATM settings. Yes, 30, 40. 30, sorry, not 30, 40. 60, 80. So 15 target, 20 stop. 60, 80. Nothing much moving here. 24/7. 8 is capping the upside. 6 to the downside. We're at mid. Wow. Really quiet price action. This is the New York ORB low. So maybe we got to run all the way down here. We'll see. So I'm going to try and put together. I think what we decided is we're going to put the functionality into the ORB indicator instead of just complicating the dots indicator continuously, and have it all turned on, turned off. And then I'm going to add the Vince trades, the session high, session low trades, all into the playbook, so you guys can have it already. Anybody who's new in the room here who wants to understand what we do, here's the playbook for you guys. Jesus, I can't type. Sorry. White dot. One more white dot. Market's really lackadaisical, right? A2 trade, 10 seconds left. Showing up. No trade. Support around the 200 SMA here, or I think this is the VWAP. No, it's 200 SMA. BTC is going parabolic. I haven't looked at Bitcoin in ages. Let's look at so boring over here. Might as well look at Bitcoin for a sec. Wait. ACAP. How's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin looks good. 73.5. It hasn't been here in a long, long time. I wonder if we can get a little bit of a white dot here, a little bit of a turn right in front of the 200 SMA. One. No, look at this. Look at this wiki range. Last 3-4 candles, just basically 87.57. If you look at this structure, actually, it's kind of interesting. If you look at this, let me make this. I'll make it solid. So you have like this, tight little rectangle, breaks the rectangle, can't hold it, comes back into the rectangle, holds this, right? Then we create a new rectangle, right over here, breaks this down, and then it just stays in the rectangle, and then it breaks down. I gotta wonder if this little rectangle, all this support will finally hold. Sorry. And we get a little bit of a white dot move back up. Huh. Interesting. So on the UMISH, like the first half of the report, people were feeling very good, but then as soon as the war started, sentiment started to really sour. That makes sense because people are worried about gasoline, I think. Really. What do we do there in the last 84, 30-point range for the last 5 minutes? Just nothing. White dot coming up. I was thinking maybe we could get an L2 trade, but didn't quite hit the lows. All right, a couple more minutes, then I got to go run, guys. So I'm going to work on the ORB indicator. Add the A setup into it. The moving averages, everything can be taken off, and then we will publish the ORB one for everybody who wants it, and then you can register for it. Okay. 24,650 support. Looks like it's gone, astrologer. Looks like they're pressing it down. Let's see. I'll give an A2, guys. It's been pretty much since U of M. It's been 100 points of continuous selling. Very little buyers. Let's see if the buyers want to come back a little bit here. Sellers are relentless, man. This is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 minutes of continuous selling. All right. Feels like we're getting close to a turn here. "27 seconds." Buy. Boom, 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 and we're done. That was super fast. Super fast, guys. Nice job. Nice job. For those of you who took it, nice job. We're just watching. I saw the white, went there, super fast. All right. The broker portfolio gets much nicer P&Ls, and we're in good shape. And we did our job. Just stayed patiently until we could get the move. But you could see, it's like boop, 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 and then like a water under the like a ball underwater, just a total pop. Anybody catch that white dot? Yep, you took it and called great support. You're right. You're right. It totally. You always want to have more of those, right? One caught it. Good for you guys. Okay, everybody have a wonderful weekend. I will see everybody on Monday, and I'll have hopefully the .or be done for you guys then. All right. Everybody enjoy. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh, don't forget Apex. My last thing, because today is the last day. Do not forget Apex. I gotta go. I'm gonna go buy some more. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.